We're here today. We're going to be discussing a couple of rumors that have been circulating in the market regarding ICE. So let's find out more. So ICE, the Intercontinental Exchange. What's the big news of ICE today? Why are we discussing ICE?
So ICE, as you've said, the Intercontinental Exchange, has talked about making an exchange for cryptos and in particularly Bitcoin. This is super positive news for Bitcoin and for crypto in general. This is talking about Wall Street getting in on crypto.
Yeah.
And ICE, tell me a little bit about who they are.
ICE is chairman by the name of Jeff Dunes, also is one of the chairmen of the New York Stock Exchange. So they're extremely immersed within. That's why it's such a big deal for us on the outside, monitoring the situation and different rumors there.
Right, and actually really what it means, if I start to make an exchange for cryptos and particularly Bitcoin, they've also talked about it being a settling of actual Bitcoin. So unlike the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, which has a cash settlement element to it, if ICE settles with actually delivering Bitcoin, they have in fact found a custody option. If they found a custody or a custodian offering, then this is one of the three major issues that every financial institution needs to solve. There's a wall of institutional money coming to the space, but custody is a big problem. And if ICE are willing to have an exchange, which is going to have physical delivery, this means they may have found a solution to custody. If they found a solution to custody, then a wall of institutional money will come into the space. It's massive verification onto a problem that really exists.
Absolutely. And let's talk about Bitcoin, because this is really going to affect Bitcoin to the positive if this comes to fruition relatively soon. We see Bitcoin currently trading, what, $9,100 at the minute. We believe that it's extremely undervalued at these prices, and this may give it the upward trajectory it so needs to break past that $10,000 barrier and bring the market up with it.
Yeah, that's right, Charles. I started hearing rumors circling on some of the trading desks yesterday evening. It's been picked up by some of the wires again this morning. Bitcoin hasn't actually moved off the back of this, but actually that's not surprising, because there's so many times when we see news that comes into the market, and in the equity markets and bond markets and FX, everything gets picked up literally within a second and it moves the market. I think that when we look at Bitcoin, we have been bullish on Bitcoin. Our last video that we had in Amsterdam, when it was down around the 6,500 level, we saw some really good support there. We know that there was a letter coming out of Pantera by Dan Moorhead and Joey Krug that were talking about Bitcoin 6,500 was really as low as it would go. They called that right, and so did we.
Yeah.
And since then, Bitcoin has had some real good strength in the overall market for the size and dominance in the market. I think 10,000 is obviously a ceiling which we need to get by.
Yep.
But I certainly think very positive news circling around the rumor mill of a custodian offering that this could be the catalyst which brings it above $10,000 for now, which would be great.
And on top of that, we've also got the Lightning Network making massive headways within the space of its off-chain scalable transactions. So what they're looking to do and what they've been working very hard on, I know the team released lots of interesting blog posts the last couple of days, they're looking to make transactions as easy as it is to make a transaction for a sandwich of a credit card. That's what they're looking to do with Bitcoin. And that's what's so interesting, being able to bring that level of speed into such a clunky network as it is now.
Oh, absolutely. Listen, for adoption, we all need the speed. I mean,
absolutely.
That is an issue of a growing pain which will be resolved. But I'd also like to further add another catalyst to the Bitcoin price, is that next week, the largest cryptocurrency and blockchain event and conference is going on in downtown Manhattan. It's called Consensus. It's going to be unbelievable. There's something like 8,000 delegates over.
Wow.
Over the week. We have a lot of other events on in New York. SVK Crypto and the team are going to be
all present.
So yeah, we're going. We're really looking forward to get there. But of course, this is a very well executed event. You're going to have all the smartest and sharpest guys in the room. I think it's going to be a real catalyst for positivity. So no doubt, I think that when you have an illiquid type market like the cryptocurrencies market, you know, once you get 8,000 guys that can pull the trigger on the institutional side, I think we'll have a lot of positive news flow, and positive news flow in a sentiment driven market will usually push the price up higher. So I think when we look at those three things, where we look at the custodian option, where we look at the Lightning Network, and we look at the Consensus conference upcoming, I think it's quite positive for Bitcoin in the future, and we can probably see it move on from here right now.
Absolutely, and just to reiterate one of your points, that when we have the custody solution set up and it's working correctly, that means that institutional money can actually enter into the space. That's what it means.
Absolutely.
It means that we have the ability for the wall of money to come over and enter our little world over here. And that's where we're going to see the huge gains to the $1 trillion market cap, and further and further and further.
Listen,
this is it. This is the key.
It's not a matter of if, it's when. You know that.
Yeah.
Bitcoin is a real gateway drug.
Yeah.
It's the port of entry.
Absolutely. Well, listen, that's a wrap. Thank you so much for your attention. Thank you for staying tuned. And remember to check us out on all of our socials: Telegram, SVK Space Crowd, our Twitter @SVK_crypto. And remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We appreciate all the love and support you guys give us. That's a wrap.